I've never hated Alice Cooper as much as I do right now.
Freaks and Geeks is the unmissable American teen drama written by Paul Feig and produced by Judd Apatow in 1999. Protagonist Lindsay Weir is a bookish, maths-loving student with high educational prospects. However, witnessing the death of her grandmother, she rejects her previous identity to search for something else in life. This leads to her join the Burnouts or the Freaks, comprising of lost souls Daniel Desario, played by James Franco, Ken Miller, played by Seth Rogen, Nick Andopoulos, played by Jason Segel, and Kim Kelly, Busy Phillips. Lindsay has a younger brother, Sam, played by John Francis Daly, who is trying to navigate his first year of high school despite being labelled as a geek, alongside his friends Neil Schreiber, Sam Levine, and Bill Haverchuck, Martin Starr.
What do they have that we don't?
Good bodies, so he can throw her over his shoulder. Big deal.
He should use his legs more. He's gonna throw out his back.
Here are 18 facts about Freaks and Geeks that you haven't heard before, including which unlikely pop star was meant to appear in one episode to help boost ratings, which embarrassing storyline actually happened to the writer Paul Feig, and what each Freaks and Geeks character would be doing in Season 2 if it had been commissioned. 18 episodes of Freaks and Geeks were completed, but the series was cancelled after only 12 of them had aired. NBC broadcast 3 more of the episodes after a fan campaign, and the last was shown on the Fox Family Channel. Freaks and Geeks has been made available via streaming services since, and it is often included in lists of the greatest television shows of all time. The final 3 episodes were showcased at the Museum of Television and Radio, now the Paley Centre for Media, before airing on television.
We don't need a babysitter, I can take care of Sam.
I can take care of myself.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I can just see you guys eating candy for breakfast and drawing pictures on the walls.
How old do you think we are, Dad?
NBC pushed Paul Feig and Judd Apatow to include celebrity cameos to boost Freaks and Geeks ratings, including having a storyline with Britney Spears as a waitress in one episode. They claimed it would detract away from the realism of the storyline. Apatow claims that Freaks and Geeks was heavily inspired by The Last Detail in 1973 and Harold and Maude in 1971.
You were in my English class last year, right? You're that chick who got an A.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Several of the writers, including the Freaks and Geeks creator Paul Feig, appeared in cameo roles. Feig, alongside Gabe Sachs and composer Michael Andrews, appeared in the episode I'm With the Band as the group Dimension. Writer Mike White played the role of Kim Kelly's layabout brother Chip.
That's how I got this jacket. $10 this thing cost me.
Oh, it's beautiful. Clearly worth all the effort.
Paul Feig wrote Freaks and Geeks as a speculative script, which he gave to Judd Apatow. Apatow sold it to DreamWorks, who later sold it to NBC and made a pilot. Feig ended up combining his ideas for the first and second episode into a strong pilot. This allowed for an earlier introduction to Kim Kelly and Lindsay being introduced to the group of freaks. Initially, she was already involved with them.
Oh, wow. I don't know why, but I'm liking her more and more every day.
During an interview in 2012, the Freaks and Geeks creator Paul Feig told Vanity Fair his plans for the characters if a second season was ever made. Lindsay Weir is seen following the band, The Grateful Dead, at the end of the first season with Kim Kelly, instead of fulfilling her educational potential. Feig suggested that Lindsay would go on to become a human rights lawyer after years of being a deadhead. Her brother Sam Weir would have joined the drama club. His friend Neil would join the swing choir in order to help him get through his parents' divorce. Unsurprisingly, Paul Feig confirmed that James Franco's character Daniel Desario would end up in jail, and Kim would become pregnant while following the Grateful Dead. Nick Andopoulos, played by Jason Segel, would be pressured by his father to give up drumming and join the army.
How are you?
All right, come on in.
Do you want to see my ID?
No, you're good.
Freaks and Geeks has 2 books accompanying the show, which includes 9 scripts in each, as well as extra behind-the-scenes content, photographs, and additional plot lines.
Where are the answers?
You just said to steal the test.
Oh, good work, genius. Way to use your brain.
Despite being only 18 episodes long, Freaks and Geeks creator Paul Feig was nominated 3 times for Emmy Awards, including Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series for the pilot and the episode Disco and Dragons. Time magazine placed Freaks and Geeks as 3rd in their list of greatest television shows of the 2000s.
Oh, what am I supposed to be, mean?
No, don't be mean. Just be a bitch.
Many fans are still mind-boggled when it comes to the cancellation of Freaks and Geeks. One of the reasons cited for its failure was its inconsistent scheduling, competing with higher-rated shows such as Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Freaks and Geeks averaged under 7 million viewers, whereas more established comedies such as Frasier and Friends were averaging 14 million viewers per episode. Equally, the network NBC were concerned that depicting the ordinary lives of teenagers without any big successes for them in the scripts wouldn't be exciting for viewers to watch. The executive producer Judd Apatow said to a reporter in Variety in 2014 that everything he's done is revenge for the people who cancelled Freaks and Geeks. He also revealed in the interview that he uses cast and crew from Freaks and Geeks wherever possible in his work.
What do people do when they're not stoned?
You know, relate to one another.
I don't want to relate to anybody.
John Francis Daly, who plays Sam Weir, is the only member of the Freaks and Geeks cast to play his own age, 13. Linda Cardellini was 24. James Franco, Martin Starr and Seth Rogen were 21. Sam Levine was 17, and Jason Segel was 19.
Those other boys are probably just jealous. Lindsay, tell your brother what a beautiful body he has.
Mom?
Lindsay,
What?
your mother asked you to tell your brother that he has a beautiful body.
Sam, you have a beautiful body. You're an Adonis, a slab of beef. If I wasn't your sister, oh my God.
Lindsay, can it?
Just a quick interruption to say thank you so much for clicking on a January Media video. If you haven't heard of us before, then take a few seconds to open a new tab, type in januarymedia.co.uk, and we've got a whole host of other videos, articles and podcasts all about TV and film. So if you want to find out more facts, have a go at some of our quizzes, and browse our entertainment-themed shop, then make sure you visit januarymedia.co.uk after you watch this video. Freaks and Geeks was the debut role for both Seth Rogen as Ken Miller and John Francis Daly as Sam Weir. Seth Rogen has since gone on to star in Anchorman, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Superbad and Step Brothers. John Francis Daly has gone on to be a famous screenwriter responsible for films such as Horrible Bosses in 2011 and Spider-Man Homecoming in 2017.
I'm not gonna do it.
Why? Because you don't have any pit hair?
I have pit hair.
Linda Cardellini took home from the production of Freaks and Geeks the green military jacket that she wore to fit in with the Freaks as a keepsake. The Freaks and Geeks creator Paul Feig is quoted in saying that Lindsay was his favourite character to write. He also drew on a lot of his own experiences in high school, including the scene in which Sam Weir wears the powder blue suit to school and promptly regrets it.
We just egged my little brother.
The pilot of Freaks and Geeks was filmed in a real school. Once the show was picked up by the network, the producers recreated the school as a set almost exactly the same. While the plot was set in a school in Michigan, it was filmed in California, which meant that the production team had to be very careful not to get any palm trees in the background of their shots.
When I was going through these questions, I was a little disturbed by yours.
How did you know which one was mine? I thought it was anonymous.
You're the only one with Star Trek notebook paper.
Oh.
Busy Phillips originally auditioned for the part of Lindsay Weir, but the producers thought she wasn't the right fit. They then asked her to audition for Kim Kelly. Kim Kelly wasn't originally meant to be a regular cast member. Phillips and Cardellini were classmates at Loyola Marymount University and were friends before working together on Freaks and Geeks.
I killed Millie's dog.
Like with your bare hands?
No, I ran it over.
You're pretty sick.
I didn't do it on purpose, doofus.
Lindsay Weir and Nick Andopoulos were a couple for a short time on Freaks and Geeks. However, the actors Linda Cardellini and Jason Segel dated in real life for 5 years.
So, are you guys going out or what?
Hey, come on. I don't kiss and tell.
Kaylee Cuoco, who is now well known for playing Penny in The Big Bang Theory, auditioned for the role of Cindy Sanders, the cheerleader that Sam Weir had a crush on. Judd Apatow had hoped that Cindy Sanders and Sam Weir would have gone on to be mortal enemies in Series 2 if it was ever commissioned.
See ya.
Shia LaBeouf auditioned for the role of Neil Schreiber, and Lizzie Kaplan auditioned for the role of Lindsay and Kim Kelly before securing the role of Sarah.
You are a turd. A stinky turd.
Go sniff a jockstrap, you poophead.
Hey, Fredericks, you love patting boys' butts. You love patting boys' butts.
You are a dimwit and an imbecile. I blow my nose in your general direction.
That's not in there.
It isn't.
Jason Segel, who played Nick Andopoulos, Levine, who played Neil Schreiber, Martin Starr, Bill and Busy Phillips, Kim Kelly, all went on to appear in the successful sitcom How I Met Your Mother.
Kegger.
You mean like a party?